Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome back. Another episode of The Dot presented by Map Hours Auto Group. It is time for the weekly mailbag. And if you are already a member of NewOrleans.Football subscriber, make sure you are signed up to our private Twitter community. You can ask questions in there, chop it up with us, and talk with other Saints fans. This week, we start with a question about the linebackers. And people want to know, is Demario Davis getting outplayed by Pete Werner, or is it scheme? And look, I think it's a little bit of both. Pete Werner is playing incredibly well right now, but that doesn't have to take anything away from Demario Davis. I think having a player like Davis next to Werner makes Werner better. And really, those two have been one of the better tandems on the team, if not the best tandem on the team. I thought Demario Davis had his best game of the season last week against Minnesota. And Pete Werner obviously has been really good every single week. He had one little gaff last week where he tripped Paulson Adebo and allowed Justin Jefferson to get open. But that's really the only moment this season that you can nitpick. His second season has been about as good as it possibly could be. Our next one people want to know, is Mike Thomas's injury something serious? Look, I think this injury has lingered a little bit longer than anyone expected. They thought maybe he was going to miss a game. It doesn't look like it's going to be just that. It looks like it's going to go a little bit longer. But the good thing is, it seems like it isn't going to be a major injury. If it were to be something that was going to linger beyond and further into the season, they would have placed him on injured reserve. There's no conspiracy here. This isn't a thing where he's holding himself out of games. People are kind of talking that way. He just has a tricky toe injury, and sometimes these things do linger, and they're a little bit harder to recover from than sometimes people expect. So I think it's going to be a situation where he gets back on the field sooner than later. And when he does do that, he's going to look really good because he's been playing that way all season. So I wouldn't worry about this long term. Short term, though, definitely a concern. Definitely something to keep an eye on. And the last one is David Onyemata having a down season. It's tough to kind of put it in those terms because I do think he is still impacting plays and that he has a presence on the field. He's getting some push in the interior, but obviously it hasn't been to the level that he was at a few years ago when we were looking at him as if maybe he could be an 8 or a 10 sack guy. The production hasn't quite been there. He isn't having a special type of season. And when he is playing special, everybody around him is significantly better. It helps Cam Jordan get after the passer, helps Davenport make plays, Peyton Turner, Shy Tuttle. Everybody benefits from that when he's dominating on the interior at that special level. And he's still searching to find that. So we'll see how that goes for him throughout the season. The first two games of the year were a little bit of a wash considering the plan and that it was a more reserved attack of the quarterbacks. So we'll see if that changes as they go after it a little bit more like they typically do. So that's it for this week's mailbag. For all your coverage of the Saints, keep it locked to New Orleans. Stop football.